figure. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Oh, would you look at that? Just look at it. Just look at it.
Man, the Larry O'Brien Trophy headed to, well, it is in Oklahoma City, my 1B favorite community. But, Stevie, regardless of my love for the Thunder, a historic team. And here's a stat that a lot of people don't think about. This region of the country, Texas, Oklahoma, and I guess you can include Louisiana with New Orleans Hornets. That's 9 NBA championships total.
Wow, that's good. That's a lot. But let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Is that the Thunder that won it or the Seattle Supersonics?
Oh, full on the Thunder, bro. I've heard. I am so tired of the Seattle fans whining and crying. You know what? I get it. Home of the 1979 NBA champions. Great history in Seattle in the Emerald City. Beautiful city. Had a great proud tradition. Let go.
I'm joking, man. Yeah, you're right, though. They want to celebrate it like it was theirs, but no, it's gone.
They're not celebrating it. They're ignoring it and being whiny and pissy about it. When you had an opportunity to build a new arena and you didn't do it.
Yeah.
And, okay, Clay Bennett, I know he's from Oklahoma. He said, all right, if you don't build the arena, I'm moving this to Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
And it did. And 17 years, 12 trips to the postseason, 4 trips to the Western Conference Finals, 2 NBA Finals trips, and the elusive NBA championship. Quickly, what are your because we're going to dive deep and have some fun with this, and your thoughts on that team. Game 7, Indiana. I mean, they went full 7 games.
Man, real young team. It would have been, if they weren't so young and making young team mistakes, it would have been done in 6 or 5, you know. But they got it done with a very, very young team. If they keep it together, they can do it again. And with the old man being Alex Caruso, it was really fun to watch. Fun to watch Caruso come off the bench. But he played like a starter. You know what I mean? Yeah. So he's the kind of like the heart and soul of the team. It was funny how he had to help people teach people how to open champagne bottles.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
Yeah. It's fun, man. It's a lot of fun to watch him win it.
That is. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to look at that Larry O'Brien. Would you just look at it? Would you look at it? We're going to have a good up-close view and conversations about the NBA championship trophy. Plus, we're going to get into Texas football recruiting, Stevie. Far from finished for the class of 26, but they're kind of killing it in a good way. And you know what? I got to show you more of the Thunder, because this is a tribute to the team that calls the state above the Red River. Look at this beautiful graphics. NBA world champions. Your boy Caruso's in there with the headband. Love it. So I'm going to remove this, and we want you to follow us on Facebook, all of our social media platforms, and subscribe to YouTube for free. Man, this is well worth it. Episode 468, Stevie, 32 episodes away from 1,000, bro. It's unbelievable, man. This has been a long journey, but it has been fun. You ready?
Ready.
Man, let's ride, brother. estimated 500,000 to 600,000 fans showed up in downtown OKC.
That's fun. That's awesome,
That
man.
was beautiful.
Good for the state of Oklahoma.
Man, I'm telling you what, man, the beauty of that city was on full display, and the modernization of it. And you know what else arrived this week already?
There you go.
Man, look at this, baby.
That's perfect.
NBA champion hat, the hat you saw on the celebration of the players. It was such a good day. I looked up and I saw the Goodyear blimp, and it read, "Ice Cube's a pimp."
There you go.
Oh, my God. Hey, big shout out to all of our sponsors as we now entering episode 468. We're going to have some fun with Stevie. It's been a little bit since you and I have had an episode, but, shout out to everybody who supports this podcast here on the left-hand side of the screen. But for the pass rush with Stevie Lee, we love our people and our fam at Hargrove Roofing, Stevie.
Yeah, we do love our people and our fam. In fact, Billy's texting me right now. Hargrove Roofing. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on my. Take two. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
Oh, that's the truth. What's Billy Hargrove having to say this morning or today?
He's checking in with me, man. I told him they made a mistake on that post.
Yeah.
That you brought to my attention. So
thank you.
Yeah.
I wasn't aware. I thought you were always 93, and you were 65 before it. But hey, to their defense, I'd be lying if I said I didn't, that I haven't made an error in judgment on a picture thinking it was somebody else and or that person. It happens. Hey, Oklahoma City, shout out to that great organization. And that after they won it on Sunday night, they had the parade in OKC on Tuesday morning, and it all began with a ceremony at the arena before all the outdoor activities. And I thought Aaron Wiggins had one of the best speeches to begin that morning. I mean, think about it. Those guys probably hadn't slept much since Sunday night, even into Tuesday morning. And it was beginning to the realization that they were truly champs, of full emotions. Aaron Wiggins talking about how, that great organization had so much winning early on. And then in 2021 is when Sam Presti, the GM, imploded it for the rebuild after Russell Westbrook left. And then they experienced times that they had never experienced before. And Aaron Wiggins, boy, he addressed it like an evangelical preacher in a way, a motivational speaker. Oh, my God, the hair on my arms, back, neck, whatever few follicles were remaining were standing tall.
It was the point where they tried to call us the black hole of the NBA. But 4 years later, when they mentioned the Thunder organization, when they mentioned Clay Bennett, when they mentioned Sam Presti, when they mentioned Mark Wagner, and every single one of you in this arena, they gotta mention you as NBA.
Mic drop.
Yeah, no question.
Oh,
no question. And he's absolutely correct. You're an NBA champion now. You are a champion for life. You can walk around and call yourself champ from here on out.
Nothing will ever change that.
Yeah.
Ever. So Stevie alluded to it. This young Thunder team, they just don't have a lot of experience with beer and champagne. In fact, Michelob Ultra is one of the corporate sponsors, and they stocked the locker room, in anticipation of a championship. But over 2/3, I would say almost 2/3 of the beer on ice in the locker room were remaining afterwards. They didn't drink much. And, they have two Jalen Williams on the team. They have J-Dub, which is the one who went off for 40 in the previous game, or game 5. And then he's from Santa Clara University, and then there's Jay Will, who played for Arkansas. Well, Jay Will, he clearly, after the game and the celebration, clearly he could not hide his emotions or the fact that Jay Will's not a beer guy.
Hey, to the best on the team.
I had a drink. Oh, yeah, you love that. Yeah, careful, Jay. Little is not good.
Where the tequila? Yeah, those boys over at Michelob didn't like that.
I think they're
like, man, what do we do with this?
Well, they were talking about how they love 1942 tequila. But I think you and I could come up with better tequila options. How about Lalo?
Oh, yeah, I got a bottle of that right now. Yeah, that's a good one.
Shout out to Norman Watkins. Gave it to me for my birthday a year ago.
There you go. And you haven't finished it?
No, I like tequila, but I'm not a big tequila guy.
Sure.
But I like it.
Yeah.
I like Lalo.
Yeah, it's a good tequila.
It's smooth.
Yeah.
So your boy Caruso, former Aggie, won a ring with the Lakers during the bubble season in 2020. So he's had some experience popping bottles. These kids they did not know how to open the bottles of champagne in the locker room. Yeah. You got to remove the foil. You got to twist, pop. Well, Caruso said, with experience, man, anything's better with experience.
Through the learning experience of taking the foil off, undoing the metal, and having the cork ready, there's like 3 or 4 guys that popped their corks, and then it happened again, and we were like, all right. We went through the process a couple of times, and eventually we got everybody on the same page. But, it was a good first try. We'll get some rest, reset, try to go again next year and see if we can do it again, and we'll be better. We'll be better next year.
It just shocked me. So what does that tell you? Is that a generational thing? Is that what this is?
Absolutely it is. Absolutely. No one that age drinks champagne. They will when they get older, but not knowing how to open one, that's absolutely a generational thing for sure.
My dad taught me at age 8.
It was a different time back then, especially here in Austin.
Yeah, shout out to Joe David Clinch.
There you go.
Teaching me life essential lessons in the backyard while he was barbecuing, and we're popping bottles of Andre in the backyard. And I'm not going to say anything, but I may or may not have had a few pulls off that bottle of champagne at age 8.
Absolutely, you had to.
Mama C didn't know about it.
That's all right. It's dad and son time. So my dad called it Viking time.
Oh, I got to meet Papa Lee. Papa Lee sounds like my kind of dude.
Yeah, he and I will go out. It's Viking style. We don't have to use utensils. We don't have to say excuse me. We can do whatever we want to. It's Viking style, and that's what we did. And I had a couple pulls off of his beer at that time too.
I did too. At my dad's company parties at Peace Park.
Yeah.
Nasty. I had the Coors Heavy, those old banquet yellow OG yellow bellies. So Stevie, I got to get your thoughts. It's really hard to win championships, and it's really hard to really truly have a dynasty. I know Golden State had the latest one. But with the new collective bargaining agreement, salary cap, teams that like Oklahoma City and even the Spurs really try to avoid going over the cap to pay the luxury tax. But there's a unique situation. And this is not me. This is not Sean, the fan of the Thunder, talking. They're in a unique position because they've got most of these guys back for at least 2 more years before contract renegotiations have to occur. I mean, SGA, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, he's going to get probably the super max, I would imagine, coming up here very soon, I think as early as this summer. But you look at it, can they make a dynastic type of run where we're talking about multiple championships over the next 5 years?
The short answer is yes. I think that they can. The long answer is yes, but the league was riddled with some big-time injuries this year. Mm-hmm. And so even in the last game that Oklahoma played with Halliburton going down, I think that OKC still wins the game.
I do too.
But there's some big-time talent that's coming back. Kyrie Irving's coming back in Dallas with Cooper Flagg, right? So you got
and Anthony Davis will probably be back.
Yeah, AD will be back, and so it's some dynasties out there that's gonna be healthy. So their road to a dynasty can happen, but it's gonna be a little bit harder. If that's
and now Houston has KD now.
Houston has KD, and
he's on the back end of his career. San Antonio is getting better. People need to quit discounting the leap that San Antonio made this year.
Yeah,
even they didn't make the play-in, but they from the 2 years ago to now,
they only didn't make the play-in because Wemby was out with the blood clot.
That was a significant loss.
Yeah, it's a significant loss. But what the same thing I'm saying is injuries are going to be over. Like, so there's some you have to really think about, will they make it back and make it a dynasty when you have all these people healthy and all these healthy teams? Where do you fall in there now? Because right now, man, if we're being honest, the last 5 years of the NBA, it's who got lucky and made all their players make it to the end of the season.
Great point.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Yeah, so that's where we are in sports. But OKC is a young team, and the younger you are, the more healthy you are. So. Except Caruso. Caruso was out a few times this year too, though. So, I think that being young, though, that they can handle all that, but it's going to just be harder when everyone's healthy in the league.
Right, and the thing that OKC also has in their tool belt or going for them is the simple fact that Sam Presti has compiled over a dozen draft picks it started when the Cowboys traded away Herschel Walker to Minnesota, and then that's what started the Cowboys dynasty. When Sam Presti traded away Paul George, that's when all these draft picks started compiling. And they had a lottery pick last night or 2 nights ago in the NBA draft. So they've got it, and they've got tons of picks. They have some conditional picks, so they're not lacking. They're not lacking. They've got a lot of opportunities. So our guy Kendrick Perkins, who's a former Thunder, won a championship with the Boston Celtics. He's the one that really gave him that toughness that led him to the 2012 NBA Finals. Has been doing a great job on the media side. Adds a great, fun new element to the NBA Finals broadcast on ABC and ESPN. Well, he didn't book his flight in time from Houston to OKC, so he had to drive. That's over 6 hours. It's 5.5, 6 hours from Austin. So they were giving him a hard time on a podcast, and Perk in his own way. He's from Beaumont, but he had to leave from Houston. Perk, he's got a unique way of doing things, but he is definitely Texas through and through.
You know it. You fucking know it. Got me a cream Dr. Pepper and a Snicker, and I kept it moving.
You ain't hit the brisket?
Nah, it was too early in the morning to be eating that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Got you.
My stomach don't take that type of stuff early in the morning.
Because he did make a stop at Buc-ee's.
There you go.
When he said once he got to Denton, which is 110, 111 miles from OKC, there's a Buc-ee's nearby.
Yeah. Anytime you hit the road in Texas, you got to stop at Buc-ee's on the way to Houston, from Austin, on the way to Houston, or on the way to Dallas. So
you could eat off their toilet lids; they're so clean. I wouldn't recommend it.
I wouldn't recommend it.
All right, Stevie, off season. We're in the slow lull, the calm before the madness, truly, where we will go back through the busy cycle. The month of July is the slowest sports month of the year, no doubt.
Brutal. It is brutal. But I do enjoy F1. So I love F1. So I woke up this morning and watched practice 1 and practice 2 today, and then tomorrow will be qualifying, and then Sunday I'll watch the race. But it's dead out there, man. I was looking around like what to do. I went to a Round Rock Express game. I told you,
great.
2 nights ago, and I was like, well, maybe I should go back tonight because it was actually fun. Tacoma, they played Tacoma.
Yeah, Rainiers.
Tacoma Rainiers. Yeah, how you know that? Yeah, you're a professional. I'm sorry, but they were jawing at each other. So I was like, let me go back. I might see a fight or something, man. They were jawing at each other. They there was one in the first inning. The pitcher pitched, and this is my first time seeing it. I'm sorry, I'm getting off topic a little bit.
But, no, you're good.
The pitcher pitched, and the umpire called a strike. Well, the batter can challenge.
Right, yeah.
The batter challenged the strike, and it was upheld. So he turns to the umpire. Umpire has a mic on, and he tells the crowd that the batter is challenging, and then it comes up on the screen.
Yeah,
it's a slow pitch, and everybody like, oh yeah, and it was a strike. Well, the pitcher got upset that he challenged his pitch. The next pitch, he hit him with the ball. He beamed him, yes, beamed him, and he knows it was on purpose because it was a 70 mile an hour. He was throwing 80 and 90. But it was a 72, 73 mile an hour ball that hit him in the thigh, and the guy just dropped his bat and walked on. So it's those little things in baseball that was fun and funny, and I had to explain it to my daughter. He was upset that he challenged his strike. So, I mean, he could have just thrown another strike and he would have gotten him out, but he was like, no, you're not going to do this. It was the first inning. He's like, no, you're not going to do this, and hit him with the ball and let him take his base.
That's the beauty of baseball, man.
Yeah.
You can brush people back.
Yep.
You beat them, but retaliate. Unwritten rules in baseball are funny.
Yeah.
So during this time frame, man, commitments building for college football, building the class of 26. I know Texas is still young in certain areas, but my God, Stevie, you build from the interior out. And they've had a lot of people drafted lately, a lot of people at those positions.
Yeah.
Okay, what can you tell us? Because I know it has been hard for me to keep up with all of the commitments and those narrowing down their decision to 3 or 4, and Texas is among that 3 or 4.
One thing that I am really, really, really enjoying is that Sark and PK put a huge emphasis on the defensive line.
As they should.
Yes, they should. There are times at the University of Texas that we were like second fiddle, and so I love that there's an emphasis on the defensive line. We just signed 3 defensive tackles and 1 edge rusher, and then 1 from my home state of Louisiana, which I want to get to know that kid. I'll go out to practice and introduce myself, but it's a lot that's going on in recruiting, but right now these defensive tackles are a hot commodity, and nowadays you can kind of say commodity because they're getting paid,
Yeah.
So they are a premium too. They are a premium to get some big, fast defensive linemen in your program, and we got 3 of them. So I'm so happy with that because I'm telling you, football has always and never will change be about big on big, hand-to-hand combat. That's what it is. So investing in your defensive line is going to pay dividends in your defense as a whole. And same as the O-line. You invest in the O-line and then the quarterback, and then the rest of the team will be really good after that.
That's how it works. Interior out.
Yep.
The games, each play is won or lost at that line of scrimmage.
Line of scrimmage.
Yeah, so I'll do my best on at Stories Man Cave on Twitter X. I want to make a list of the commitments recently. Obviously, the 2025 class was solid, but these commitments recently are very impressive. It's a slow go. I think the running backs. They offered quite a few. I think one has committed to A&M and several others, but I think at running back, Texas is in a good place. And you saw C.J. Baxter; he's been cleared, which is a great thing. And we'll see how how he handles coming off that major leg injury. Arch Manning, everybody, he's being pumped. He's humble. He's being put on a pedestal by so many. And he has a lot of potential. And to show you, he's got some street cred, too. He went up to St. Louis to help out with Wingo's. Hey, there's that random thumbs up. I have no idea how that happens.
I don't know, man. I think something's going on with your computer.
Well, I don't know why all of a sudden I am dark. That's not a melanin deal. Ryan Wingo has a youth football camp back in his hometown in the Lou. And here's some video, man. It looks like Arch fits right in.
Hey.
Who you on the wall,
Man, what's that tell you, man? When you leave out the position, but when a high profile teammate is willing, I'm not going to say sacrifice, but go support you, your community, because it goes deeper to those levels.
Yeah. For me, man, it tells me that you're locked in with your teammate. You know, not only did he go there, they probably flew together. Yeah. They're probably not in the same room, but stayed at the same hotel or whatever. Like they are not just X's and O's. They're friends outside of football, you know, and that's the kind of chemistry you need that a quarterback needs with everyone that he's throwing the ball to, handing the ball off to, whatever. So that what's telling me there is he's putting the we before me, and I like that.
I like that a lot, man. Yeah. I love the little cliches and acronyms of sports and locker room material because it's true, man. It's programmed. It's part of your – when you hear it a lot, I know it gets tiring hearing about culture, but it's honest to God truth. I want to pull up a graphic, Stevie, that I made. We don't have to spend too much time on this, but everybody's excited about preseason. The toughest SEC road schedule. This is what Texas has, and I picked out a few others, but I clearly think OU has the toughest road SEC schedule.
Okay.
At South Carolina, at Alabama, and Tennessee.
Okay. I think that you think Alabama is still Alabama?
I mean, they're still a 9-win program.
Okay.
They may get back up to 10. I don't know.
But they may drop down to 7-8.
Oh, that would be horrible to see. And what happens to Tennessee with Lamalova out?
Yeah.
But
I think Georgia's still going to be Georgia. Kirby going to get those boys right.
The swamp is not easy.
The swamp is not easy. I was recruited there, and I went to a game down there, and they have passion in that stadium.
Well, their quarterback situation, Texas that's going to be a very tough game for Texas.
Yeah,
and at Mississippi State, you know they're going to be improved. Start Vegas.
Yeah,
but
you got to look at Vandy with that schedule too, though.
Ooh, Lord of mercy.
That's a hard one, bro. Vandy has they got to come to us. They got to go to Tennessee, and then if Alabama is still Alabama, and then South Carolina. That's
4 tough, extremely tough road games.
Yeah, absolutely.
4 tough places.
Yeah.
You know, so that's it. Just kind of to appease those, give you an appetizer as we enter the slowest sports month of the year. But down the road from Austin, Stevie, there's some big news. It could happen. Hopefully, it's not news when you're watching this, but it could happen very soon. All right, my brother. Texas State has been in a carousel of, conferences dating back to their FCS days. They were in the Southland with Stephen F. Austin and programs like that. Then they made the leap about 2012 to FBS. I believe they were in the WAC. And then here recently been in the Sun Belt, which is a good league. Well, you know about conference realignment. The Pac-12 is not what it used to be. I mean, the only two schools remaining that we associate with the Pac-12 is Oregon State and Washington State. So they've been expanding to save it. They have to have at least 8 football-playing members to remain an FBS conference. I believe the CBS network, their platforms have made a commitment, if I may stand corrected. From what I understand, Texas State, they've got to make a decision. That the offer has been extended. And they have to make, I want to say, they got to make a decision by July 1st. If they don't, the buyout that Texas State owes, the exit fee to the Sun Belt Conference, would go from $5 million to $10 million. So we're on the last few days of June. They got to make this decision quickly.
Yeah. Oh man, I don't know, bro. One, they're jumping around a lot. You're right. They have a carousel, so they're not planning routes to be the traditions of whatever conference that you're in. Right. But in the same breath, you got to look at the Pac-12 and what teams are going to come in and pack your stadium out. So I don't know, man. I think you make that jump, and I mean, $5 million is a lot of money to you and I, or to me. I don't know about you.
Today it is.
But to a football program that's looking on the upside, the Pac-12 is a historic conference. The Pac-10, right? Was it Pac-10 at first, right?
Pac-10, and then it evolved to the Pac-12.
The Pac-12. It's a historic conference, so I think it's a no-brainer. Let the Pac-12 try to help you pay those that bill. I do understand that you want to grow roots and have some tradition with a conference, but I think you do that with the Big 12. I'm sorry, the Pac-12.
See, and that's the thing. They'll be playing. So they have, from my understanding, they'll have 2 non-football playing members. Gonzaga is going to go from the West Coast Conference to the Pac-12 in basketball. And so is Grand Canyon, which is a good mid-major, and it's only going to elevate their revenue. But then you have like Jay Norvell, Colorado State football program, and Nevada. They're going over to the Pac-12. And there's some other schools. But you still have Oregon State and Washington State. Oregon State has been fairly consistent over the years, and Washington State has had some great years every now and then. So you bring those programs in, and places like Colorado State has made the commitment to football. They had a renovation of their stadium. And Boise State, they're in this league. So
I'm looking up all the teams that's in here, and it's not shabby. And so, like I said, you want to pack out their stadium. You want to pack out your stadium. Get those teams down here.
Yeah.
And but now we also just talking about football. What about basketball and all the other sports
and baseball? I think baseball. I mean, think about this. Texas State's had a good track record of success in baseball. Think about programs like Oregon State, who goes to the College World Series a lot, playing conference series in San Marcos. Think about Grand Canyon. They've had good runs in basketball coming to the 10,000-seat Strahan Coliseum. Even Oregon State, Washington State, they've had NCAA tournament teams. Nevada, they've had great basketball.
Yeah.
I mean, conference realignment is never ending. It's really weird to see USC, UCLA in the Big Ten. And it's weird, much weirder, if you will, Cal playing on the ACC on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Makes no sense.
It makes no sense.
That's where we are today. Real quick, we talked about football recruiting. UT baseball right now is currently in the top 5 in the country with their transfer portal class that they've assembled. Amazing. And then Ace Whitehead, the pride of Lampasas, who's been a pitcher, a position player, just a really good, wholesome, great player, was injured this past year, couldn't play this whole season. He's a Stories Inside the Man Cave VIP alumni. He's transferring to USC. So that's what we got there. So keep an eye as UT Baseball and Jim Schlossnagle and then continue to construct their roster in this new era of college baseball. Hey, your home state, LSU Tigers, won their 8th College World Series national championship, beat Coastal Carolina, but not without controversy. LSU was up 1-0, so game 2, Coastal had to win in Omaha to force a game 3. The very first 2 innings, there was a disagreement on balls and strikes, chattering from the first base coach for Coastal Carolina with the first base umpire. And it resulted in some trash talking between the two. And Kevin Snall, the head coach of Coastal Carolina, had some words. He was ejected. He and the first base coach were both ejected. Come on, man. I get it. But it's the national championship. Mm-hmm. Tensions are high. Have a conversation. Don't eject people unless it's just egregious. So here's Snall after the game. And what is up with this lighting, man? That's weird. We're getting a little red.
Yeah, fireworks too.
Yeah, that's freaking amazing. Check this out.
Watch the video. There was a guy that came in extremely aggressively, tripped over Campos's foot, embarrassed in front of 25,000, immediately goes 2-game suspension and said, bumping the umpire. Immediately does that. There was no bump. He was embarrassed. I shouldn't be held accountable for a grown man's athleticism.
Or lack thereof.
Right, that was the best, man. Another for a lack of athleticism. I'm going to go ahead and say it, Stevie. Utter bullshit call to eject a coach unless he's up in your face.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go again.
Somebody's agreeing with me.
Yeah. That's no, you're exactly right, man. I think these umpires sometimes get in their feelings and this is the national championship. He injected himself into these kids' games, So yeah, I agree with Coastal Carolina. The guy fell on his own. He's the one that ran in aggressively, like he said. But I don't know, man. These umpires, like I was talking earlier about the Round Rock Express game, they sometimes inject themselves into the game a little bit too much. But in the same breath, they are a part of the game because they do make it fun sometimes.
Well, they're essential, but you're supposed to control the game.
No question.
Control the game. Have conversations like that.
Yeah.
Brother, it's been a while. We're going to do this moving forward because you have stories. Stevie Lee, we usually save these for guests, but we need more Stevie Lee random man cave stories. Is there any story that you can think of maybe from your locker room days or anything in life that's just as funny now as it when it happened?
Oh man, I got so much.
Man, and it used to be a quick one.
Well, I'll tell you this. You know, my best friend, my brother, Philip Geiger. Philip and I went to high school together, and then we came to college together. And we are still basically together. I'm Uncle Stevie. He's Uncle Philip. We went to a football camp in high school in Tallahassee at Florida State University. Yeah. And so, you know, me being a big silly that I am, I was just jarring with him and poking at him and just aggravating him all day. All day. And he goes, by the end of the day, he's like, I got something for you. And I didn't think anything of it, just poking him. And we're in this rinky-dink dorm room. All right. At night, we're asleep, you know, getting ready for camp the next day. I'm dead asleep. And I hardly ever sleep on my back at the time. And I'm sleeping on my back. All of a sudden, I get a dash of water in my face.
Oh,
like, whoosh. I thought coming out of my sleep, I thought the ceiling had caved in on me. Like I thought that I had the ceiling tiles was coming down on me. I thought he's in the corner bawling, laughing as I come to. He said, "See, I told you I was gonna get you." So I never messed with him after that ever again.
What did the water come from?
The sink. The water came from the sink. And so it got me, and that's another reason why I thought it was a ceiling, because it got in my mouth and it had this metallic taste to it. Like it's an old building, so it had the old pipe taste to the water. So that's why I thought the ceiling was caving in, because it was dirty water. So I don't know, man. It was hilarious. He and I laugh about that still to this day, man. So
Geiger.
Yeah. We should get him
on. We need to text him. Hey man, you saturated Stevie's face.
Yeah,
that could be misconstrued many ways.
It's very good, but I did not mess with him ever again after that, because I was just poking at him all day, saying, and I didn't get mad because I deserved it.
Yeah, you got jokes. Everybody's got jokes,
right?
Geiger's got jokes. Hey, how risky? What type of risk? How far would you go? What as far as a dirt road at a high elevation just to have a view? Would you risk it?
If I had a 4x4 truck, I would. I did it before.
All right, let me see if it's anything like this. Humor me on this. Black Bear Pass in Colorado. Would you do this?
Yeah, I'm chilling on the dirt road, laid back, swirling like I'm George Jones. Smoke rolling out the window and ice cold beer sitting in the console.
That's tough, bro. That's tough, because in my head, I don't know how stable that ground is coming off that cliff. You know, so I don't know if I'll do that one. The mountain I went up is Sandia Peak over in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Beautiful area.
Yeah, beautiful area. I was going up Sandia, but the further I went up, the more snow was on the ground. And being from Louisiana and living in Texas, I was like, I don't really do this snow very well. And the phone, your cell phone goes out after a while going up those mountains. Yeah. And I didn't have any cell service. I looked at my wife. I looked at my two little kids in the back. I was like, we can go back down now. So I turned around a narrow street. It was like a 12-point turn, just trying to turn around. And I made it back, turned around, and went right back down the hill. And the other thing is they tell you to check your brakes before going up, because you're going to be riding your brakes all the way down. So it's scary up there, man. But I think I would do that in a Jeep, a 4x4 Jeep. Yeah, I can do it.
Man, I had an incident in Flagstaff, Arizona on that mountain, and I don't know if I'll be a passenger, but I am not going to drive ever again. Yeah, it was me. I took my focus off the road and almost ran off the side of that mountain. Oh, man.
Well, I'm glad you're still here, man.
Man, I'm glad I am here too. There ain't no doubt about it.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Hey, we're going to take a quick break, but on the other side, man, we got some, we got Tik Tokking, the secret to an elder couple's happiness. It involves dentures or lack thereof. We'll see you on the other side.
Here at Hargrove Roofing, we try to think outside the box to kind of get the creative juices flowing. So I brought in my friend Stevie Lee, former defensive tackle for the Texas Longhorns. He's going to help the team strategize, really motivate them, light a fire.
This guy's going to block down. This guy's going to block down. You put your butt into the guard, and that way my Mike linebacker gets free to do what?
Not only are they going to learn a thing or two, but they're going to also leave with a great attitude and a bunch of smiles on their faces.
I'm sorry, what does this have to do with roofing exactly?
Get out.
Right now.
I said get out.
For me, that's what it's all about. It's just having fun, making our employees have a great time. Hargrove Roofing. Know who's on your roof.
There you go.
Gloating, baby. You gotta gloat.
Absolutely. It's not gloating. You just celebrating, man.
Champion, baby. I am so happy for that city, that franchise. God, this is a highlight of 2025.
There you go.
It is.
There you go. Good.
Hey, Stevie, Tik Tokking the man cave. I love listening to elder couples who are older than us. And what's the secret to their longevity? There's some, when you get older, sometimes you face the, how can I say this? The fact that you need to have your teeth pulled and have dentures, but in some ways that can get in the way of some activities or not.
You keep your husband happy for so long.
I'd take my teeth out and give him a no denture adventure. I'd gobble that thing up like it was a canned ham.
Bingo.
No denture adventure? I've never heard that one, man. I've never heard that one. Golly. Oh, the internet is getting unhinged right now.
Man, it's off the chain ridiculous.
Yeah.
No denture adventure.
No denture adventure. Oh, man, I got to use that one.
That's got to be a good old product of AI. It has to be.
There you go. Yeah.
It has to be. Oh, my 100%. That was well done. Well done, my friend.
Yeah.
Hey, man, tell me something good.
Stevie Lee, we're near the end of this episode. But we know what we do. You know how we do it. We got to end with positivity. Tell me something good, my brother.
Man, golly, I don't know really, man. I'm having a hard time right now because, my daughter's leaving to go to college here in about a month. And there's no basketball on, no football on. I can watch baseball. I can go to baseball games, but I can't sit and watch baseball all day on the couch. So sports is real thin right now. I find myself watching women's basketball, which is fun. That's fun. But I don't know a lot of the players. I need to get more into the players. But I guess telling me something good that it's the dog days of summer.
Love it.
Yeah, the dog days of summer. I need to make myself get up and get out and do something. But this Austin heat will hold you hostage a little bit. It'll hold you hostage, but you don't want to go outside. But something good, man, is a lot of our viewers, most of our viewers maybe, are in the Austin area. Just get out and go and experience your city, man. You live in a world-class city. Go and experience it. Lady Bird Lake walking trails with a lot of shade on it, so you don't have to be too hot. Go to Zilker Park. Go to all the watering holes.
Deep Betty Pool.
Deep Betty Pools, man, and Barton Springs Pool, And then you can also hit up some old school bars, Mean Eye Cat, Broken Spoke. And then you got some new age bars out there, man. So go enjoy your city. Something good is if you live here, that you live in a good city, that you can go out and do things.
I like it. And Krause Springs, Wimberley, Blue Hole. I don't think Blue Hole's open. That's the Sacred Waters. Jacob's Well. I don't know if it's finally replenished with the recent rainfall we've had, and there's a lot of great places to get and go hike around Bull Creek. If there's some other just beautiful outdoor venues as well. My tell me something good, kind of a two-part. Something that I've really learned that I think a lot of people need to hear is for people or things reveal themselves that they should be in your life, let them. Mm-hmm. Like Mel Robbins says, I'm fully into it. Let people be and let things be how it is. You're not going to change it. Yeah. Don't let anything be the thief of your happiness. So
and your joy. Yeah. Absolutely.
My big tell me something good. To the great, we have quite a following in the state of Oklahoma. We do. And that organization, I know we dedicated a lot, the Oklahoma City Thunder, winning that first NBA championship. I want to go a little deep here because I got emotionally tied to that city. I was there for roughly 6 years. That city, the city of Oklahoma City, has been through hell historically. Obviously, the bombing in the 90s, Timothy McVeigh at the Murrah Federal Building cost a lot of lives and a lot of children's lives. The Oklahoma City Bombing Memorial is one of the most moving experiences that I've ever had. And while I was there, I only went 3 times. There was a story when here recently, one man who was killed in the Murrah building. And there's chairs which memorialize each victim and the little bitty chairs for the children. Mm. Well, one of the men who lost his life in that bombing, his children nowadays put a Thunder jersey on that chair.
Oh, wow.
To signify what he would have loved. Some of the most passionate, forward-thinking, comical, salt of the earth, business minds, great human beings in Oklahoma City. What that was with the Thunder winning and the most passionate and prideful people. 30 years ago, that bombing happened. Mm-hmm. 30 years later, they are now, I know they've had the Thunder for 17 years, but now officially, across the world, Oklahoma City is known for something different. Yeah, that bombing. Yeah. So much love to I've never understood. What do you call a person from Oklahoma City? OKC people. Let's just call them OKC folks. Much love to you. Yeah. Congratulations. And to the Thunder organization, you did it right. You developed your own grown people. That's a beautiful story. And it's a beautiful tribute to that wonderful city. When you get a chance, visit OKC. There is a lot more than you would ever imagine. It's a controversial take. I think the live music scene there is better than it is here in Austin. Yeah. So shout out to OKC. Much love to you. And thank you for watching and sharing our content. Thank you for all. And to the great city of Shreveport, Louisiana, the hometown of the Stevie Lee and the hometown to Hargrove Roofing. They've migrated over and they have quite a presence here in Central Texas. And to the town of my college alma mater, the home of the red brick streets of Nacogdoches and downtown, and to my lovely hometown, the pristine and beautiful Austin, Texas, and to each of you, the stories inside the Man Cave viewer, follower, listener, much love to you and your family. Enjoy this great summer. Enjoy every day. And to the OG Man Cave boys, that being Hardball Harge, Big Mike, and me, Coach Mo. What do we tell them, Stevie Lee?
We out.
You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up.
I said get out.